Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under command of General Yohana. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are, in fact, the true biblical Jews of the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Tonight's topic: life, death, and reincarnation, and the regeneration. All throughout the states, all throughout the world, we got Monday night class, scripture breakdown / history class. As usual, you understand? So we're going to get right into it. A lot of people don't really understand death. It's a horrible and tragic thing to experience a loved one. You see a loved one pass, someone close pass, and all of these questions arise. What is death? What happened to us when we die? Things of that nature. And we'll go into it, and we should have a clear understanding, and not only just from the title, but from the scriptures, what in fact happens when we actually pass away, and we'll have some wisdom and understanding on it. All right, so just bear with me 1 second, bro, for sure. We'll get into this. All right. We're going to start in Ecclesiastes here. We'll start in Ecclesiastes to get some understanding of this here. Bear with me. Bear with me, class. In Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 4, it reads, one generation, and we'll read all the way down to like we'll be in this book for a second. It reads, one generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. Verse 5, the sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and has to his place where he arose. He was giving you an analogy And the analogy is in comparison to who? It's in comparison to man. That generation is talking about a generation of a people, of a person. The sun comes up, it goes down again, and it returns. That's the analogy here. Reading on. Uh, 6, the wind goes toward the south and turn about unto the north. It weareth about continually, about unto the north. It weareth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. Again, it's talking about continuality here. Something that's forever, something that has no end. This is in comparison to man. Why is this vital? Why is this information important? Because we have this idea of death because of Christianity and other false religions. We have this idea of our life and death as this is the only life, and after this life, you either go to heaven or you go to hell. This is the theory. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Ugh. This is the theory that the Christian church has forever propelled in society. Not knowing the scriptures, not understanding the Bible at all. But just like that sun come back and that wind goes to the south and to the north, so do we. And it's going to further explain that as we read on. I'm going to skip down. We'll skip down to 9. It's other analogies there that's talking about that never-ending cycle, that continuality. But we'll skip down to 9 here. This is the thing. It reads, the thing that has been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Now we gotta get a precept to that. What is that thing that it's talking about? It's talking about, when you read up, it's talking about those generations. It's talking about those generations of man, but we'll get the precept though. Bear with me 1 second. We'll get verse 10 also. Let me read 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time, which was before us. I'll hold that right there. I'll make it, which was thee was man. Bear with me. Ecclesiastes 6 and 10. This is the direct precept to explain. Not only does it already explain about that generations was talking about man in that previous verse that we opened with, verse 4. But if you go to Ecclesiastes, the 6th chapter, it further explains this precept here. So we'll get it. In Ecclesiastes, the 6th chapter, verse 10, and it reads, that which have been is named already. I'll go back to 9. It says, that thing that have been. It says, like, it's piggyback. You know what I'm saying? It's coming right off of what was already said here. That which have been. That thing that have been. That thing that have been in verse 10, it says that which have been is named already, and it is known that it is man. Right? This is, in fact, talking about reincarnation or the regeneration of a man. It explained in that first chapter, the sun rises and it resets. The wind blows north and blows itself and it resets, right? These things are a continual thing. It's a never-ending cycle, right? So is man. And that thing that has been was already here. It's the same sun. It's the same currents. It's the same thing reoccurring again and again and again, but we can't comprehend it, grasp it because the idea of life and death has been tainted. You have these sayings like YOLO, you only live once. That's not biblically accurate. That's not sound. That's not true. You live many times. You've been here before. We've been here many, many times. You've been here many times. You'll be here again. Shalom. You'll be here again. So look, let's get some more on this shit. It says that which have been is named already. This we back in chapter 6, verse 10 again. It says that which have been is named already, and it is known that it is man. Neither may he contend with him that is mightier than he. But we really focusing on the first part of that scripture is what we're trying to grasp here. That which have been is man. Let's go back to verse 9, and then we'll read all the way down to where we got to get to. Because there's some more in the first chapter also. The thing that have been, it is that which have shut. It is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. That new thing, no new thing under the sun. Talking about you too, black man. You ain't new to the earth. You ain't new to the earth. That regeneration, that reincarnation, that's an old soul into a new flesh. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. Give me Ecclesiastes. But hold on, let me read 11. This is very vital and important too. So you might ask yourself, so we was here before, wouldn't we know? Wouldn't we know our past lives, right? No, that's too much trauma. It's too much. The Lord made it where we don't remember. Verse 11, it says, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of the things that ought to come with those that shall come after. You understand? And look, also, that's how you know it's talking about a man. That's how you know the correlation or what's the word? Analogy was correct. Not only with the precept. The sun and the wind ain't going to remember. This is talking about a person, a man, a generation here. That which shall be was here before. Ecclesiastes, the 4th chapter. 4 and 16. It reads, there is no end of all people, even of all that have been before them. You hear that? Like we read the Bible. When we read the Bible, we gotta take the Christianity off of our brains and read it for what it is sometimes. Right? We gotta take the Christianity off of our brains and read it for what it is sometimes. I'll read it again. We're gonna read this again. We're gonna break it down. There is no end of all the people. There's no end. Continuous. But don't we die? Don't we perish? Don't we expire? It says even of all that have been before them. Now it's talking about the one people, right? Let's call that people current. So there's no end to all people. And listen, not only that, to the current people, there's no end to the people that was before the current people. The people before the current people passed. So you got to think, you got to wonder, like, what is that? What does that mean about the people that passed? That means that they continue. They continue also. Brothers and sisters on their slave ship, they continue also. People in our past, the people that we've lost, they continue also. And we'll continue to prove that here tonight. Bear with me. Bear with me 1 second. Sludge on that class. We back. We back live and fast. Let's get back into this lesson. We in the still in Ecclesiastes. All right, we'll get some more precepts on this, all right? Bear with me 1 second. We'll go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Precept, like all throughout the Bible, will prove this you only live one concept. It does not exist. Like, again, as we all know, the Christian church and other religions, they teach us you're good, you behave good, you go to church, you go to heaven. If not, you go to hell. That ain't in the Bible. That concept, the concept of their heaven and their hell is not even real. That idea of heaven and hell, chilling with God and the angels, that's not a reality. And that false theory is destructive. Everybody that we know, our loved ones, all of them is going to heaven according to the Christian church. The rapist, the molester, the drug dealer, according to Christianity, all of them is in heaven. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see some horrible people, some terrible passings, and we go to the funeral, and the pastor every time says they're going to heaven. When this dude had murdered 10 people in the ghetto, it was a tyrant. That's Christianity. It's just the same song and dance over and over again with no understanding, with no wisdom. How are we to learn? We supposed to learn from death. We supposed to learn from death. And just a sidebar. I gotta pull this scripture. It's very important. It's very important that I pull the scripture here, and then we'll get right back into onto the topic. It says I think it's in the same book also. It speaks of the It speaks of the. I gotta hold up. Ecclesiastes, and this is a heavy point what I was just mentioning here. It speaks of the house of mourning, and we're gonna go to 7 and 2. We're gonna sidebar real quick. We're gonna sidebar real quick. Since we're on the topic of death. So 7 and 10, that might be a whole lot. Bear with me 1 second. Might be 10, 7 and 2, my bad. 7 and 2. And it says, it is better to go to the house of mourning. What is the house of mourning? Someone passing, that's the house of mourning. The house of mourning is when someone dies and everyone in that home is affected by that tragedy there, right? Because they love that person, they care for that person, they wish they can see that person again. The house of mourning. Why would the house of mourning be put into a how could it ever have a positive connotation? It is better to go to the house of mourning than go to the house of feast. The house of mourning is sorrowful and sadness and tears and crying and sorrow. Why is it saying that is better than food and drinks and music and festivities and a great time? Because in the house of mourning, there's learning there. There's learning in the house of mourning. It's like, man, you know what? You start to look at yourself. You start to look at reality. You start to look at yourself. You start to look at your faults, your problems, your issues. That's what the house of mourning does. It says, verse 2, for that is the end of all men. We're gonna you in that house of mourning, you recognize and you understand that, look, hey, this here, this right here, this casket, this ending here, all men gonna see this. Why would the house of mourning be compared to the to the house of feasting? How could there be a positive connotation with the house of mourning with death and sorrow and crying? You're supposed to learn from the death. You're supposed to learn from the sorrow. You're supposed to learn from that. You're supposed to, after that death makes you look at yourself. And it says this at the end here. And it says, and the living will lay it to his heart. It's going to be on his mind. It's going to be on his mind. It's going to be on his countenance, right? Now you leave a house of feast, man. You had a good time. You sleep it off. But that house of mourning, that weighs heavy on your heart, heavy on your mind, and makes you look at yourself and your surroundings and how you live it, and how you all of that. The house of mourning will put you in check. You know, we're gonna get some more on this though. That was just a quick sidebar, but it's so on point and on topic also. And I'll read on, and it says, sorrow is better than laughter. I ain't saying laughter ain't good, but we gotta have both emotions. We so fixated on being happy, 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 right? But you're gonna learn from that sorrow. You're gonna learn from the hurt and the pain. You're gonna hurt. You're going to hurt from the pain of a loss. And you're also going to learn from it. You also are going to grow from it. For by the sadness of the countenance, your heart is made better. Your mind is better. Checking yourself. Check your spirit. Check your thoughts, your feelings. You understand? That's what it's going to do. When we're going to recognize and understand that. I know it's bitter. I know it's sorrowful. All of those things, it is true, yes. But your mind, your heart, your thoughts will be better, will be stronger if you allow it to. For the heart of the wise is in the house of the morning. Your mind, your heart, you understand? Your thoughts, you're going to be in that house. You're going to abide in that house. You're going to live there. You're not going to run from it. You're not going to ignore it. You're going to recognize it and learn from it. But the heart of fool is in the house of mirth. 5. We'll stop it right there. That's a quick sidebar right there on that. Now, let's get you some more precepts on the regeneration. All right, we're gonna get some more precepts. Let me get this is a good one. Let me get John, the 9th chapter. Get John, the 9th chapter. Get you another precept on this here. Everybody familiar with this story. This is just like a bedrock Christian story. You know, bedrock Christian story. Christ. We'll get into it. All right. Matthew's the 9th chapter. All right, and it reads. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from birth. Now these tiny these it's very important to understand that he was blind from birth. And as the conversation goes on, you'll recognize and understand why. Why is this related to the topic tonight? He was blind from his birth. Verse 2, and his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Now the disciples saying, this is a curse. This is a curse from the Lord. Hey, look, what did he do to deserve this blindness? Did his parents do something? Damn, his parents jammed up. Damn. Then the Lord put the punishment on the child. Oh yeah, what you do has an effect on the people around you also. Recognize and understand that. Recognize and understand that. What you do, how you live, has an effect on the people around you. people that you love, the people that you care for, your children, right? All right, it says, bear with me 1 second. But it's very important, this particular scripture also. What you do has an effect on your loved ones. You understand? It says this. Now why is that important? It says your parent. We get that. We get that part. But we understand that he was blind from birth. So how can you receive that punishment, right? How can you receive that punishment and you didn't sin? We'll read on. We'll read on. It says, neither have this man sinned, nor his parents sinned. His parents didn't sin. His parents didn't cause this blindness. Now ask yourself, how can a baby sin? How can a newborn sin? At what point was he? You know what I'm saying? Did he eat pork? Like, did he choose to eat pork in the womb or something like that? This is talking about his prior life. How you behave, how you conduct yourself in this life will have an impact in your next life. It will have an impact on your next life here. Where? Not in the clouds, not on the ground in a fictional place with a red man and a pitchfork, because that is not in the Bible. 3. Neither uh Yahushua answered and said, neither have this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of the Most High shall be made manifest in him. We look over that small detail when we go into that precept. We look over that small detail. Why? Because Christianity don't make can't doesn't allow you to look at things full circle. Just more Matthew's 19:27. I'll get some more here. What man? Check this out. Ooh. Look, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribing too. You know. Get them likes up. Get them likes up across all our social medias, man. Make sure y'all like, sharing, and subscribing these videos. We're in Matthew 19. Salakia. All right, here we go. Matthew 19:27. So it reads, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have? What shall we have therefore? Like the brothers, like, look, man, we doing all this work, we didn't sacrifice and gave everything, gave our life before this stuff, and Peter, like, look, man, I ain't doing this for nothing. This Bible was black. The people in here is black. You understand? So we asking Christ. So what are we going to get in return for following this truth? Following you, being a warrior, being a soldier, being a priest, and doing the work, right? Jesus said, Yahweh, verse 28, and Yahweh said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that you which have followed me in the regeneration, that's important. That's the key right there. In the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory. He's talking in the future. He said, look, gonna be some generations down. When we come back, it ain't gonna be right now. He let them know. When he sit on that throne of his father, of his glory, he said he got something for these brothers. He said, okay, and you shall also, so ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You hear that? It's a future promise. Now, it's saying that these brothers is going to be back in the earth. Through what? Through the regeneration. And listen, we're going to get some more precepts, y'all. I mean, it's a bunch of them. I'm going to give you a couple more. Make sure you're writing these down. We're going to get some more on this. Matthew 17. Hold on. I don't want that one. Hold on. I want the one. I want the one with the argument. Bear with me. I'm going to get this. Uh, I'm going to type it in. Bear with me. I'm going to give you this one more. See, he is surely, and not the God of He is surely the surely. Bear with me 1 second. 27. Where I'm at? Let me make sure this is the right one though. 12 and 27. This is a mark, my bad. God damn. My bad, class. God damn. I should have had that down. I need a brother here. Here we go. We're going to start at 18. I was going to go all the way down to 27, so bear with me. It says, then come unto him the Sadducees, which say there is no resurrection, meaning they don't believe in reincarnation, they don't believe we come back, just like in any other Christian. And he asked him, saying, Master Moses, what unto us? If a man's brother die and leave his wife behind him, and leave no children, that his brother should take his wife and raise up seed unto his brother. 20. Now there were 7 brethren, and the first took his wife and dying left no seed. 21. And the second took her and died, neither left he any seed, and the third likewise. 22. And the seventh had her and left no seed. Last of all the women died also. 23. In the resurrection, therefore, when they shall rise, whose wife shall she be of them? For the 7 had her to wife. Now, these these dummies, these goddamn Christians tried to lure Christ, try to confound them. And you see, since they married, which one is the husband? Which was so dumb and idiotic of them to think or to try to put it in that frame. It says, okay, let's get the response. 24. And Jesus answered and said unto them, do ye not therefore in the 23, in the resurrection, therefore, when they shall rise, whose wife shall she be of them? For the 7 had her to wife. And Yahushua answered said unto them, this is very vital here. Do you not therefore err? Meaning, you making a big mistake. You don't understand the Bible. You don't understand the scriptures. Because you know not the scriptures, neither the power of the Most High. Here it is good. For when they shall rise from the dead, they neither marry nor given into marriage, but are as angels which are in heaven. Meaning at this point there is no past. There is no past. There is no pure. They never married. You're born again. They never married. Never known a man, never known a woman. That doesn't carry over into your next life. Now, if you have remembrance of that, that would be horrible, wouldn't it? There's no remembrance. You're a new body, a new flesh, and that's how that works. But let's read on. He cuts them to pieces after this. It says 26, and as they touching the dead, they rise. Have ye not read in the book of Moses how in the bush the Most High spake unto him, saying, I am the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac and the God of Jacob. Now this is very vital because those brothers passed away, right? It is good. 27. He is not the God of the dead, Now, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they passed away. But the God of the living, ye therefore do greatly err. Meaning what? Surely the Most High Power is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's all throughout the Bible. Well, also all throughout the Bible, what does it read? What does it say? I am the God of the living, not the God of the dead. If there's no contradiction, then Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob must be alive. I'm gonna leave it with that last precept. Reincarnation, the regeneration is real. We can pick back up on it on, and we'll discuss heaven and hell, and we'll discuss a little bit more on reincarnation in the Bible and what happens when we pass. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under command in Juliana. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true local Jews of the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And with that, shalom.